Do we want to talk about the Bills?
I guess.
Not really.
We were very high on the Dolphins last week. Very high. Our computer was very high on the Dolphins. Our ratings were very high on the Dolphins. The NFL world was very high on the Dolphins. Boys, what we should have done is we should have looked at that 2.5 point Buffalo Bills spread after the Dolphins just won a historical game. And we should have thought, you know what? Vegas knows something. Vegas knows how to play with your emotions. Vegas knows how to make you look at a line and go, oh, I like that line. You didn't like that line. Your emotions like that line. The Bills dominated this game. The Bills dominated this game against the Dolphins. They won 48-20. They won the turnover margin +2. They won time of possession. They won third and fourth down efficiency. They dominated in explosive plays. They won in sacks and QB pressure rate. They won in yards and yards per play. They ran almost the same exact number of plays. And they dominated it against a team that we were picking to win the whole thing last week.
Yeah. I think that I'm not going to write off the Dolphins because I think that team is insanely good still. I think a lot of this was obviously a lot of emotion based. Obviously, they came off of the historic game, like you said, but they went into this game I think they kind of went into this game expecting to just win. And they just did not show up. They didn't play their A game. I think Tua and that offensive line looked very shaky. Honestly, no, actually, I'm going to take that all back. I think we got to give credit to that Bills defense because they looked freaking good. They did. They shut down Tyreek in the first half. And obviously, Devon Achane still had his 2 touchdowns, but they were from, I think, like 6 and 3 yards or something like that. But, man, that Bills team, oh, man. I might be speaking on emotion again, but that Bills team was really good.
Maybe.
After a very shaky start to the season.
I would say their defense has also, I agree. Their defense has figured it out, almost defense. They went through the struggles of the first, 3 games, and they're like, okay, we've been, not good at this, not good at this. And they did what the Bills defense does. They've shown up.
Yeah.
They've been big in moments when they need to be big. That's finally showing up in this Dolphins game where I feel like the Bills definitely felt like people were talking too high on a team that they may not even know enough about and not talking enough about this Bills team. And, they shut me up a little bit. I was like,
My thoughts.
I don't know.
My thoughts on this game are football's going to football. At the end of the day, football happens. These are 2 very good football teams. I don't think you read too much into this one. The Dolphins will still have another chance here. Both of these teams will likely not see more than one more loss before they see each other again. Football's going to football is really the only words I have for this one. Don't think too much into this game. We are 4 weeks into the NFL season. There's a lot of football left to be played. And a lot more things are going to happen throughout the season. I wouldn't write off this Dolphins team. I wouldn't go around saying this Dolphins team is not legit. I wouldn't go around saying this Bills team is not legit if it would have happened the other way around. Football is going to football, and it happened. Blowout game. Yeah. Don't read too much into it.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's a divisional game. Emotions are high. Obviously, one team's coming off a huge emotional high, and this game is always a super good. It's either a really entertaining game or it's lopsided one way, and it just happened to be lopsided this time.
Almost every single time.